sit back, grab a brew, and just enjoy some football.
You don't wait for me, 'cause I keep breathing fire. I won't wait for you, 'cause you keep telling lies. I keep going high, she keeps going low. At the end of the day, she's gone. But you don't wait for me, 'cause I keep breathing fire. And you keep telling
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Outcasts 2 Icons. If you're enjoying the series, drop a like. That would be bloody freaking lovely or something. I don't know, helps out, you know. So, yes, you're looking at him. It's Alberto Di Giacomo, or maybe Di Giacomo. I'm not entirely sure about that one. It feels like a fun one. 20-year-old Italian international has joined us from Fiorentina on a permanent transfer. We identified him in the analysis video, and I did a lot of searching over the summer because let me just, you're looking at that going, but Jan Brunner, yeah. And I feel like the logic on this one is pretty sound. Essentially, I think that is probably the most high stress position in our team as far as like the amount of energy that is exerted playing wingback for this team with our high intensity style of play means that essentially Jan Brunner was being overworked and is just going to get prone to injury regardless of whether he has injury proneness, and I think that's causing us, definitely caused us some problems when he wasn't available last year. So to have two sort of first choice essentially players that we can rotate in and out in that position for me is going to give us a huge boost, and this guy does the job really. 11 crossing, but great dribbling, wonderful physicals as well, 6 foot tall, not that that's hugely important, great aggression, good decisions, determination, marking of 13, tackling 15, technique of 17, work rate of 18 as well. Really, really good. Natural fitness of 9 is the only thing that's a little bit of a downside, and again, that kind of comes back into the reason that we need two of them in this role, but I was very happy to do this deal. Now, it's been a very busy transfer window for us, and no doubt it has been for your club in real life as well. And if you want to stay on top of all of the transfers that your club makes, then the OneFootball app has got you covered. You would have been the first to know of Cristiano Ronaldo rejoining Manchester United. I still can't get over that. That's mad. But not to mention, you better stay up to date with all the leagues that you want to follow with live scores, updates, team lineups, statistics, all the good stuff that you could possibly want out of a football app. So once again, a huge thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video, and you can download the app for free with the link in the top line of the description. He actually originally had a £64 million release clause, which I just simply could not afford. Fiorentina were being very stubborn about it, but I did actually manage to negotiate with them eventually. So essentially, the deal we're paying, I believe it's £30 million up front, which I still think is a pretty good deal. There's another £10 million in installments. There's a further £10 million, I think, upon us winning the Champions League. And there's a few more little, basically I had to just sort of pepper it with installments for ifs and whens and buts. I think there might be another 5 or something for like 50 league games or something, just to get it over the line to manage to get this deal done. But hey, if you win the Champions League with him in the team, I'll happily give them the £10 million, to be honest. In addition, due to some confusion over his name, he's actually now become a brand ambassador for the brand Giacomo, famous dadwear. The new adverts now feature Freddie Flintoff, Paddy McGuinness, and Alberto Di Giacomo, because, well, how could you not? Man doesn't even have any kids. He's only 20, bless him. He is a kid. In other news, turns out Leverkusen actually won the Europa League, so that's why they were in pot 1. I just assumed that Real Madrid would have beaten them, but no, it was 2-1 to Bayer Leverkusen, so congrats. Also, brand new contract for Overmars. It needed to be done. His contract expired not next summer, but the one afterwards. We needed to tie him down now before anything silly happened, so he has got a new deal. It's big money, but it's Overmars. Come on. That money that Magnus Nissen wanted, he's earned. So, also, I was looking at the transfers through Europe. Biggest spenders this summer, Son Etienne. 177, 180 million, I think it was, that they spent this summer. So I was like, there's no way that they're just making this money out of nowhere. No. They had a tycoon takeover in 2031, which is why they've suddenly been spending so much money. Now, were it not for the fact that they're on... Oh, they would have been such a perfect club to go to, but they are actually on the list. I can't remember when they got on there, but Son Etienne have reached a final of something at some point. But yeah, they are absolutely stacked. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do start to challenge PSG at some point in this save, because the money they're spending is ridiculous. Now, we have played a couple of games off camera, but we're going to come back and talk about that in between, as today we face Manchester City in the Champions League. It's not going to be easy. But I have faith, because we were able to actually rotate a few players around. You can see again here, Di Giacomo played the last game, Niewodowski and Eklu in there as well, Rivas started, Sejdovic. It's all looking very, very good for the lads there, and being able to rotate those guys around is perfect. So for today, I'm actually going to drop Di Giacomo back out again and bring back in Jan Brunner for this, because that's the whole point of these transfers, is to make sure that we can do exactly these things. So that's fine by me. Castles, of course, will come back in again as well. Nice to see him get a little rest out in the last game too. Pav and Milivojev. I will start Milivojev today. We need that defensive force in that midfield. Komi Eklu is much, much better in games where, against weaker sides. Eklu is perfect in that role against the weaker sides because he's just got that little bit more creativity than someone like Milivojev. Lancer and Gregory is fine. Uriarte, yep, that's fine. That's completely cool. As for the bench, we'll get Rivas on there too, with Eklu, Di Giacomo, Janderson, Niewiadomski, Grandados, and Sigurdsson. What a bench, by the way. That is an insane bench. All of these guys are like... This is the great thing I really like about our bench now. Every single one of those bench players, that top 7, I would happily have in our starting 11. And that, for me, is a really good sign of what we've got with this team at the moment. They're third in the Prem currently. They're a good side. So basically, I had a little idea, and that is with regard to what to do in some of the bigger games when we're struggling for a bit of possession. I tried this in our off-camera game against Napoli, which we'll talk about in a bit. But essentially what it comes down to is, if we're finding we're struggling for possession and the game is quite even, just turning down that passing speed or the intensity of the passing one notch does seem to bring us back into the game as far as controlling possession a bit more and allows us to be a bit more stable. And I think in certain games against the bigger sides, that's definitely something we could utilise in our back pocket. Today could be one of those days, to be fair. So, massive game at home to Manchester City. We've hit the ground running to start with. You'll see all the off-camera league highlights in a sec. And believe me, this team is absolutely outrageous at the moment. But it's these tournaments where it matters. Bruno with the ball into the channel for I almost said Mark Overmars. It was bound to happen eventually. It's Timon Overmars. What a lovely pass for Cassels. Oh, the filth of it all. Sassuolo 1, Manchester City 0. Inside 3 minutes, Pierangelo Lanza, as you had just seen, scores his 5th goal of the year. He has started the season like he did last year. And in addition to that, Steph Cassels is looking like probably one of my favourite signings ever at this point already. Lovely pick up from Overmars, but look at this. Just disguises the pass, slips it through, Lanza slides it home, and we have a lead inside 3 minutes here. Another assist for Cassels and another goal for Lanza. Pretty much the perfect start to the game for us. Azido's ball in. It's a low one. Oh, if we could have intercepted that. It was a huge chance for a breakaway potentially. Azido, oh, look at the space though. That's a great save from Franz Spicer. That is top draw. Part of me feels like I might be overrating some of Franz Spicer's goalkeeping attempts lately, but I don't know. It's just nice to see someone who I feel really confident. I've not seen him do anything dodgy so far. But then Milosevic would have spells of no dodginess too, so I've got to give him that, I suppose. Lovely build-up play. Oh, lovely build-up play as Troy Gregory just goes wide. Wow. Okay. Bit more of a troublesome chance now here is Fischer with Bruno trying to fly back to get him. We need a big header clearance and we do find it, and Steph Cassels can bring us away again. It's going end-to-end in the opening 10 minutes. Can he find that pass for Overmars? Yes, he can. Great touch. Oh, surely not. Oh my God. Overmars with the second goal, and it's Sassuolo 2, Manchester City 0 inside 12 minutes, both assisted by Steph Cassels. He feels like a missing piece of the puzzle, honestly. The work he's done, he just waits and waits for the perfect moment to unleash this ball for Overmars. The touch is flawless, and after that, it's just classic Overmars style. 2-0 to Sassuolo, 2 more assists for Cassels. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm struck between Cassels and Cassels and all of those. Pavlich appears to have just taken a slight knock, so we are temporarily down to 10 men, which is far from ideal right now as Fischer goes through, and unfortunately nothing that Spicer could do about that one. We were down to 10 men during that play as City do get back into the game, and it looks like Pavlich may have to come off here. We'll just see how he does for the next 5 minutes, but you can see we were a man down here, and it, well, allowed a bit too much space for Fischer, but honestly, I think we could still do a bit better than that, and maybe Spicer should be doing a bit better on that one, honestly. Oh, go on, intercept it. Yes, Jan. Great anticipation from Jan Bruno. Over the top for Overmars again, and it's 3-1. Timon Overmars, 3-1 to Sassuolo. Troy Gregory with the assist this time, and what a start to the game. Overmars is celebrating that new contract with just absolutely ruthless finishing. But this all comes from Jan Bruno taking the risk to intercept it here. And, I mean, that could have gone easily very wrong, but what a ball from Gregory. And Overmars, the finish is just like bang. Just an unstoppable strike. Lancer's delivery, Gregory's header, and it's knocked down and it's in the back of the net, and it's a hat-trick in the first half from Timon Overmars. I don't even know what we're looking at right now, but I'll tell you this, it is not too dissimilar to what I've been seeing from us in the league lately. It's just the quality of opposition is somewhat higher. Lovely little knockdown from Gregory. That is the fact that he didn't go for goal there and instead chose to knock that down. 4-1. I think we've built something pretty special for this season, and I am very excited about what this club could achieve if we can keep the right people fit at the moment. Oh my God, Overmars is through again. Oh my God, oh God. Oh, he's hit the bar. What a pass, by the way. But also, Overmars probably should have made that 5. Half-time, Sassuolo 4, Manchester City 1. I just don't even know, and I think we deserve a comfortable lead in this game. This is mad. Spicer's actually pulled off a couple of saves as well, other than the goal. Still, got to be careful. We've, had funniness happening to us in Europe before. Overmars, nice. Oh, what a touch. He's got time to just allow this. Probably just drop this off to Gregory. He probably just needs to drop that to Gregory a touch earlier. It's a good run from Samir Bartes now, and it's another miss. Troy Gregory's tracking him all the way, but that doesn't appear to have done a great deal. It's a good tackle on him, actually, but watch out. Oh, that's a good play. And it's all the way through. Oh, God. Pierre? Oh. Well, second half has been all City up to this point as Speecher once again claims it out the air. We've got away with a few at the start of this second period. Need to calm it down a touch. Speecher with a long ball downfield, and that is a great pass. Oh, look at the space. Look at the space from Troy Gregory. He has to find him. He does. Pierangelo Lanza, can he finish it? Yes, he can. It's Sassuolo 5, Manchester City 1, and I mean, they just left enormous gaps. They are throwing bodies after bodies forward, and they nearly got their reward a few moments ago. But the moment Overmars knocks this down, Troy Gregory has, look, he's got 5 City players around him, and nobody's gone to mark Pierangelo Lanza. Great first touch, lovely finish, 5-1 Sass. I don't even know what to say. But Cheretsa, he's through. He's probably just going to shoot, isn't he, though? No, he doesn't. And it is a goal back for City. Samir Barthez with his 6th goal of the season. Yeah, City have definitely improved in this second half. Our first half flourish has definitely made the difference here. But, yeah, we just looked a little bit overtired on that one. I think they just give Petrovica a little bit too much space. Honestly thought he was just going to side net it. So the fact that he's dinked that up for Barthez is actually quite a surprise. Whatever changes City have made at half-time genuinely have improved them a lot. Just not enough, really, because of the deficit that was already on the cards at that point. But still, they definitely have improved. Look much more like the City I was expecting to play against, and they might well get another chance here as Speecher is forced into another good stop. Into second half stoppage time, it's Sassuolo 5, Manchester City 2. A very accomplished victory in the end. Rode on like a little bit at times in the second half. They definitely threw more at us, but it just wasn't enough in the end. We managed to get away with it. I think we were still the better side on the night, but that second half performance from City, as you can see, they really did shut us down quite a lot and get considerably better. It just wasn't enough. We actually only had the 7 shots in the end. Speecher made 7 saves in this game, and yeah, despite us conceding twice, got a 7.8. I think he kept us in this at times, to be fair. 5-2 over Manchester City, though, is pretty bloody good. The front line did a phenomenal job today. Exciting times. Right, back in a sec, I think for Benfica. Right then, friends, we are back. We've had some off-camera matches, of course, and all I can really say before I introduce these matches is just sit back, grab a brew, and just enjoy some football. So, first up, we're at home against Napoli. A terrible clearance here, intercepted by Steph Cassels. He just thinks, no, I'm just going to smash it into the back of the net. 1-0 to us on 58 minutes in a tight game against Napoli, which I believe we lost 1-0 at home last season. Then, Rivas picking the ball up here, waits to the perfect moment to slip it through for time and Overmars to slot home in the 90th minute for 2-0 Sassuolo. I think this is one of those games, though, that could have easily gone either way. Speecher was fantastic. 7 saves in this game really did keep us in the match. And I think, honestly, last year we may not have got away with a win in this kind of game, but we did get it. Good result. We then went away to newly promoted Chievo Verona, who have just gone out of business apparently in real life, which definitely sucks. 7 minutes in, Giacomo's ball through, Lancer on the end of it, 1-0. Didn't take us long to get started, and I had sort of Frosinone fears for them at that point. 12 minutes on the clock, Niewiadomski getting the ball. As you can see, a rotated side, some lovely work on the edge of the box. Eventually, Eklu slips it through for Giacomo, and it was 2-0 on 12 minutes. And I was just, worried for them, you might say. Then on 20 minutes, Mazzachetti with the long ball downfield, 1 in the midfield, Granados over the top. And look at this for a finish. Overmars with the scissor kick finish, 3-0 on 20 minutes, and at that point I was just like, nah, this team is something special. But we got a little bit of a kick in the nuts in the 28th minute here as Tunsberg with a great ball through for Antathori. Not much really that Speecher could do about that, and they got a slight lifeline back into the game. Had a brief spell of possession, but nothing much after that. Then Niewiadomski's first goal for the club, which was really nice to see, made it 4-1 on 72 minutes, and then in the 90th minute, Cassels with a little ball through, Gregory's header, not very well saved, 5-1 Sassuolo. Another absolute trashing, basically. Komi Eklu was amazing in the midfield in this game. Really, really enjoyed him. He has picked up an injury in the last couple of off-camera games, which we'll see him miss 3 to 4 weeks, which is unfortunate. But then, fresh off the back of our victory over City, we had a great performance against Roma. Siggy Johnson getting the ball here, drives across. Eventually, the goalkeeper hits it against his own player, and it was 1-0 to us on 76 minutes. And then, on 76 minutes, directly off of the kickoff of that, Roma score with their first shot of the match. I mean, technically their second shot of the match, I suppose, but still, 1-1. You might say I was a bit annoyed that they had no shots prior to that. The moment we scored, they went straight from the kickoff and got the equaliser. It happens, but god damn, we were actually still pretty good. I would have liked to have won this game, but I feel like on another day we do. It happens, but we're definitely looking better. There's nothing Speecher can do about it. He makes the first stop brilliantly, but yeah, putting on the rebound. And that was when Eklu got injured. And after that, we were just out for blood. Away at Sampdoria, some lovely work on the edge of the area here. Just wait for that perfect moment. Cassels slides it in between. Lancer slots it home after 7 minutes to give us the lead here. Cassels has been really good at he doesn't have the best passing, but he has great vision, and I think that really does help. And that kind of, not really showed again here. Milivojev, Cassels drops it off. Milivojev hammers it into the back of the net for 2-0 on the half half an hour mark. Sampdoria are one of those sides that are either really good or really terrible. Today it was more of the terrible one, unfortunately for them. Then Gregory getting the ball, slides it through. Overmars pops it one home for 3-0 after 66 minutes to score another goal for himself. And then on 73 minutes, things just got that little touch better. Milivojevic with a lovely ball through. Bruno on the full volley for 4-0. And it was just a demolition job. Yet again, just controlling games, scoring goals for fun, basically. And it is... we look different. We're a different breed this season. And never has that been more clear than when we took on 4th place Inter at home. I think we lost this game last season as well. Milivojevic with the ball over the top. Overmars on the end of it just pokes it home so casually. That Milivojevic-Overmars connection is really, really helpful. And then after that, this is so strange. Watch the fact, Overmars is practically through, but he decides to play it out wide instead. Di Giacomo puts it in, and Gregory's on the end of it for 2-0 on 37 minutes. And we kind of started to relax a little bit at that point. Second half just sort of went along a little bit. Then Rivas with the ball in. Uriarte's header hits the bar. Overmars is there again, over the line to make it 3-0 with his second goal. And then just lovely work on the edge of the box once again. Rivas pops it out to the left-hand side. Di Giacomo, Rivas pops it around the corner. Hat-trick Overmars, 4-0 Sassuolo. And it was just a complete... Like, we didn't even have that many shots in this game, but it was just a destruction job of Inter. And another hat-trick, his second of the year already for Overmars. And all that, would you believe, leaves us top of the league. Now, Juventus were actually going to be top, but they turned it around in the sense that they were winning against Roma, and then they threw it away. So they actually lost at home against Roma, which allows us to be top of the league. But I still think Juventus are a hell of a team this season. The key thing for us is just the sheer number of goals we're scoring. A plus 20 goal difference after 6 games. That's, even for me, in some of the parts of the later stages of saves, that's pretty unheard of for us. Maybe we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but we look special at the moment. If we can keep some players fit, then I'll tell you what, I think Overmars has got a chance of probably beating out Baris Aslan to be top scorer this season. I think 30 in the league for him would not be out of the realms of possibility. But today we turn our attention slightly differently. It's away at Benfica. Man City play Red Star. This is the second toughest set of games. Like, away at Benfica is quite key just as far as qualifying goes. Playing away at Manchester City is going to heavily depend. I think the beautiful thing about that is just the head-to-head. Today, we can obviously rotate a tiny little bit, although how much do I really want to rotate? Actually, yeah, I do want to rotate a tiny bit. Di Giacomo played the last game, so I'll bring Bruno back in for this one. But everybody else... I think a few players rested out for the Inter game. We got away. Got away with it. We were brilliant in that game. So I think we're going to go with that as our lineup here. But both Bruno and Di Giacomo have started the season extremely well, just rotating in and out of the squad, and I'm so happy with it. Bench-wise, though, I think Sedovic surely has to come onto the bench. Had a £7 million bid for him, which is quite a lot, but obviously I don't want to sell him because, one, he's definitely rivaling Michal Chea for a spot in the side, and he counts as homegrown, which is really important. Now, if I know anything about us in the Champions League, we always say that random game. Hopefully this is not it. What I'd say is that Benfica failed to beat Red Star. They have a great record. Nestor El Maestro, what a great name as well. But yeah, they were unable to beat Red Star, which is not that bad. Oh, they're actually playing Daoudi, the Tanzanian left-back that I was telling you guys about. He's actually in their starting 11 today. One of the players I was looking at before we eventually went for Di Giacomo, just because Benfica wanted simply too much money, and Di Giacomo is actually better than him. I would have got him last season, but the money just wasn't right at the time, unfortunately. This needs to be... Oh, not a good start for us at all. Matos has picked it up. This is the kind of mistakes we cannot afford to be making in the Champions League. Do not let him slide that across, and they've already scored inside 20 seconds. Champions League is back, boys. Champions League is back. If we find ourselves in another season next year, which I think there's a strong chance of, the centre-back pairing is the next step for me to want to upgrade. It's been able to do us a good job recently over the last few seasons. That's a great finish from Proust, but... dearie me, lads. As starts to games go, it's suboptimal. But we've come from behind so many times before. I don't see it being the biggest of issues if we can get an early goal back here. Lancer, Overmars has missed the target. He's offside anyway, though. The last thing we need right now is a fantastic result against Manchester City, only to balls it up away at Benfica. That would be so typical Sassuolo, wouldn't it? Castles with the ball through. And Uriarte! It's a great... How did he save that? Oh, he's offside. Dragging them all over the place. Bruno into the box. Please don't shoot. Yeah, no! Good save again. We're just sort of pacing ourselves, not overdoing it just yet. We know we've got time to find that equaliser. Good ball in the channel for Bruno. Here we go. Busting it down this left-hand side. He's got Gregory inside. He might go for goal himself, and he doesn't. It's a good save. Michal Chea. And, Cassell, that looked like he was in the box there. I think, like, he falls outside the box, but I'm almost certain he was in the area there. Outside the box. I just really don't think that's where that foul happened, referee. It is hard to see in a flash of a second like that, but it looked to me like Cassell was in the box from that. Goes long again. Should be straight... Okay, it would have been straightforward if we'd attempted to try to actually win the header. That would have been superb. Well, I mean, half-time, as it goes, we've not been awful, but we have conceded a goal. And I still think we should have had a penalty, potentially. But regardless, you can't dwell on that because we have to be better in this second period. Like, I'd even settle for a draw at this point, although I'd really rather not. We just don't even look up for it at the moment. It's a great ball through again, and Jaworski's in. And Benfica are surely going to... Yeah, they are. They're 2-0 out. Andre Jaworski. I don't know what's going on with us today. It's like they've just not bothered turning up in a random match. We just look like a completely different team. Nobody's challenging for anything. They're just... Yeah. There's so many situations I've seen so far in this game where our players, instead of challenging for headers in the air, have just left it and let it bounce and let the Benfica players pick it up. That wasn't the best example of it, but it's still sort of... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No matter what I did in the second half, it was just a complete flatline of any kind of creativity. They were better than us. They took their chances, and we created sod all today. It's just very odd. I mean, they obviously had a plan for us. Whatever that plan will be, I don't know, but we did nothing. Utterly nothing. No matter what I changed in that second half, it just felt like it was an inevitability there. That was just a what on earth kind of performance, just out of nothing. Could beat Man City 5-2, and then we can't beat a team that couldn't even beat Red Star. So bizarre. They're going to have to be better than that. Steph Castle still had an alright game, but just nobody else really turned up. Defensively, all over the place. Absolutely piss poor. But we've got 2 games against Red Star coming up next. A bit of Crvena Zvezda. Memories of my old save. So that needs to be 2 wins out of 2 to go into those final 2 matches with a really strong chance, hopefully, because that means Man City and Benfica will be playing each other, and potentially Benfica could be completely out of the way by then anyway, if Man City could do us a favour, I suppose. So, yeah, we've got to improve, but what I would say is the league fixtures certainly are getting easier too, with, Atalanta in there, Fiorentina, who, probably will fall away, I expect, Udinese, Crotone, Brescia, who are still a decent side, but these are definitely easier, and we've already come through some really tough fixtures, so I'm hoping that I want to see all green, ideally, for everything in the next episode. I think it's unlikely, but that's what I'd really like to see if we want to get back onto this. So disappointing, but we go again. So if you've enjoyed this episode, drop a like, that'd be gorgeous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be lovely as well. I'll stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, so follow there too, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for a little bit of Red Starness. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun, Capybara, bye-bye.